Okay, hello. How are we doing today? Who do we have in the chat? We have Jens saying hello, everybody, and Bui says hello. Well, hello to you both. The third one in the chat is probably me because I have the studio open, the live studio open, so which is quite redundant, really. Um. Anyway, I hope you can hear me, see me, and hear me well. Okay. Do we have? Okay. Yes. So actually, the video we have tonight. Um, Let me get the where I had where did I put this? Ah, not settings. Fuck you. There. Okay. I seem to have lost the link. Okay, there we are. New tab. I could have done this a bit earlier, but I was busy. I could have. Well, I should have. Okay, I should have, but didn't. Could have, should have, didn't. Okay. So this French far-right politician we are talking about is, of course, unfortunately, Éric Zemmour. He has faced already 3 lawsuits for hate speech. He has been convicted on 2 counts. He has 2 criminal convictions of hate speech. He also has had a third one, but he is in the process of appealing for this conviction, which is which are unrelated. These hate speech cases are unrelated to this thing we're talking about today. It's quite heavy. So if Holocaust denialism, racism, hate speech, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, etc., are triggering to you, you may want to consider moving to another episode. Okay, what I call it yes, and also if you're sensitive to anti-Semitism, you should or at least discussion of anti-Semitism, etc. Consider going to another video, and if these are not triggering, fine, we'll go forward. As for today, I have Stella Artois, a fine, very fine Belgian lager. This particular beer is a bit different lager because it has maize in it. So, excellent. It has water, malted barley, maize, hops. Okay. So, he was a candidate, Éric Zemmour, who you can see in this picture. I didn't do anything. I just had some wine and cheese. Anyway, this guy this guy here, was a presidential candidate in the presidential elections this spring. So he was competing with um, Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen. Marine Le Pen went to the second round with Macron and lost to Macron for the second. Okay. By the way, before we go any further, here we have Bertil. And here we have Stefan. And what I haven't shown you yet, by the way, is my mood squid.
Aww.
So it has two sides, you know, being angry, I'm not feeling well, and yeah, because I have because due to having Asperger's syndrome, I have issues with expressing myself verbally in many areas of life, and well, most. Okay, far right candidate. This was published on March 23rd of this year, around the time of the presidential, the last moments of, or the last moments of the presidential campaigning in France this spring. Okay, Zemmour is facing yet another lawsuit. This time filed by gay rights groups. This was actually by 6 different groups. Because Zemmour denied that homosexuals were rounded up and deported during the country's wartime Nazi occupation. To my knowledge, denying the Holocaust and the events included in it is actually a criminal offense in France. I think it's a criminal offense in Germany. It's a federal crime, and then in France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and the UK at least, denying the Holocaust is a criminal offense. Okay, that's like. Okay. Gay rights associations told AFP on Wednesday, probably the day prior to the article launching, that their criminal complaints for quote-unquote denial of crimes against humanity stemmed from Zemmour's latest book, France Has Not Said Its Final Word, which was published September last year. September would probably refers to last September. In the book, he, which he apparently wrote with another politician, argued that the deportations of homosexuals to concentration camps was a myth. Well, such a claim, and I quote, distorts history to support Zemmour's homophobic positions, the associations alleged in their complaint. And of course, they said, "Oh no, he didn't say that. He didn't say that." But they said it's just an attempt to smear his campaign. If it's not his words, why were those words in his book? Why would he publish a book? Well, regardless, even if it was with another politician, why would he? If he, let's come on. If he disagrees with the position, or it's not his position that the gays being rounded for concentration camps, if he doesn't think it was a myth, why would he have it in his book? Even though if it, I mean, if it was this other politician's opinion, why would he want to have his name on a book that um, makes such a wild claim? It wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't put my name on a book or any piece of or any paper. I wouldn't put my name on any piece of paper which would claim these outrageous things. And and this guy Zemmour is already known for hate speech. So there's no way he can deny making these claims. Okay. And he also, Éric Zemmour, is also a proponent of what many American uh, religious far right numbnuts think, that kids are being lied to in schools and exposed to propaganda in schools. Zemmour's gay rights groups feared the candidate's stance against quote unquote propaganda in our schools. Zemmour's team added, referring to the former pundit's claims that children are exposed to, and I quote, anti-racist and pro-LGBT propaganda in French schools. Well, hello, Nimrod. How you doing? Anyway, so being anti-racist, like, please. Booby says different country, same homophobic shit. Yeah. Um, yeah. Um, do tell me, does does this imply that being racist is the default position? Because this would imply that being anti-LGBTQ plus and being racist and anti-LGBTQ plus would be the default position for any decent human being. Would this imply something like this? I didn't quite, get it from the first time around. This is might be even crazier in this regard. This man could be even worse than Marine Le Pen, who went to the to the second round with Macron in these presidential elections, and that says a lot because she is an absolute crazy ass cunt. She is the daughter of Jean-Marie Le Pen, the founder. I think he's the founder of Front National, which is the basically a mixture of the extreme right wing Republicans and the KKK. So, and that says a lot because Bowie says it's default for right-wing monsters. It is. Jens says it boils down to hating everybody, not conforming to us conservatives. Europe, and Nimrod goes on to say, Europe has had a problem with rightist-wing politics for a long time. Last 80 years has seen a big cultural shift. Okay, message deleted, but it's still on the screen. And has seen, and now nationalists are trying to take over again. Yes, that's what they think. That's something that they think they can do. Hmm? So. Okay, you wrote that wrong. Okay, let me get this. Okay, now I just I think I refreshed. Refresh cache current page. Okay. Okay, I think it's okay now. It disappeared because now it's just stuff will start showing up when you writing in the chat. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Okay, seen by AFP, by the article. Here it says, quote unquote, an established historical fact. Seen by AFP. Okay, let's get this a bit larger. Seen by AFP, the complaint from the Grey Rights group says that, and I quote, deportation of homosexuals during World War II is an established historical fact, end quote, acknowledged by past French leaders, including former President Jacques Chirac, and confirmed by recent scholarship. In France, and I quote, start quote, in France, at least 500 men accused of homosexuality were arrested, of whom at least 200 were deported during the German occupation, they said. Okay, we have Jens says renaissance of tribalism. Nimrod, the last 80 years has been a big cultural shift away from far-right politics, and nationalists are scared little babies and trying to take over again. Yes, I think Nimrod says, I think that makes my point a bit better. Yes, I would assume so. Okay. So, Zemmour has previously cited past declarations from Jewish associations that deported homosexuals were actually targeted as members of other persecuted categories like Jews or members of anti-Nazi resistance. Does he not understand what he's saying here? Deported homosexuals if homosexuals are being deported to concentration camps, if there is an established fact that there are homosexuals being deported to concentration camps, there is no denying. Even homosexuals were being deported regardless of under which false pretense they were arrested for, and then for which they were sent to Auschwitz and Dachau and stuff. So it doesn't matter under which charges they were sent there. They were still sent there. Dipshit. Okay. Okay, the 63-year-old Zemmour has already 2 convictions for hate speech and is appealing a third. He's Jewish. Oh dear. Uh, Pardon me. I didn't realize he's a Jew. Uh, apparently, his wife has some sort of immigration background, possibly Chick Portage is no. He actually has a YouTube channel. This dipshit. Ah, personal life and family. Um. Oh yes, his parents were Berber Jews from Algeria. His parents were Berber Jews from Algeria with French citizenship and immigrated to metropolitan France in '52 during Algerian War. Yeah, but he's not Israeli Jew, so his uh, Bowie says that is a Nazi way of thinking, and it's part of how right wingers come up with crap that creates hate, precisely. Okay. Oh, and his wife is a Tunisian Jew, apparently. So, a lawyer bankruptcy. Yeah. 3 children. He keeps a kosher home and attends synagogue every now and then. I mean, some people are afraid of difference. It's monkey brain thing. I used to be until I decided that I should learn about difference between us. We are all the same, really deep down. Uh, I can't remember where I got read this from, but people tend to fear what they don't understand. Anyway, being a Jew and a right wing numbnut doesn't really. I just really don't understand how how being a Jew and a right wing numbnut how that works. Um, he is attributing the quote unquote the state of decline of the French nation state. He contributes that to immigration, feminism, left wing politics, and the erosion of traditional values. But he himself is an immigrant. His wife is an immigrant. They're both immigrants, and they are his family fled because of the war, the Algerian war, I think it was. Yeah. Um, yeah. So it's one of these and traditional values. What? Please do tell me what is the predominant, by far the most predominant religion in France, has been for 2 millennia. Well, since like for at least a millennia and a half, which has been the predominant religion in France. Yes, Catholic Christianity. who did for a very long time, who did the Catholic, who did who did the Catholic Church oppress? Jews. He is a Jew living in France, which is predominantly Catholic. So he is basically saying that the fall of traditional Roman Catholic views is the reason for decline, which he himself contributes to, because he and his entire family are Jews. His wife and he himself, both sides of the family, are all Jews, and he's complaining about the decline of Catholic Roman Catholic Christianity. What's wrong here? I don't know. Something in his, and he's a proponent of this great replacement theory, which I won't go into. Yeah, says he hasn't learned from history. Yeah, apparently not. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, where do we have it? Okay, the 63-year-old has already 2 convictions for hate speech and appealing for third, as I said, and he has already been found guilty of copyright infringement over unauthorized use of film clips and newsreels for a video launching his campaign, his presidential campaign. The candidate, Zemmour, had in the past escaped conviction for another complaint denying crimes against humanity after he said that Marshal Pétain, head of the Nazi vassal state based in Vichy, the Vichy government, had quote-unquote saved French Jews. Factually incorrect. And yeah, the appeal court has his hate speech case pending until after the presidential vote. I do not know what the situation is now. Bowie says stupid people don't like history because they think history makes them look bad, and like babies, they cry about historical facts, or they come up with conspiracy theories. Yes, they cry out like babies when historical facts disagrees with them, and then they oh, I have something going a bit. Okay, so, and he has a bit. They cry like babies if facts don't fit with their ideology, like Trump and many right-wing nuts in the States. Okay. Remigration. He looks like this. I don't want to go too far into it. No masks, etc. And he's got a security guy there. No what? Wonder why. Also on Wednesday, this is 2 months ago now. Also Wednesday, 2 months ago, Zemmour presented an outline of his budget plans if he were elected, claiming that he would find 20 billion euros or 22 billion USD of savings by removing state aid to foreigners from outside the EU. But authority responsible for such payouts has said that the total for Europeans and non-Europeans combined was less than half of that in 2019. So his math isn't right either. It is a dipshit. And I think he's a politician. And his spending priorities would include defense budgets, internal security, aka police and gendarmerie, legal system, and healthcare. How am I? These are just like like Trump and the Putin's bum boys in the states, and he did his calculations. His calculations did not include announced plans announced this week for a remigration ministry. Okay, not going there anyway. Oh, yeah, yeah. This kind of numbnuts are really getting inside my head. But, and just for reference, the idea of remigration, and I quote, is borrowed from white nationalist thinking, in line with Zemmour's belief in the conspiracy theory of great replacement of white Europeans by immigrants from Africa and the Middle East. But this guy, his entire extended family, his wife, and her entire extended family are immigrants from a Muslim majority country, and they're Jews from a Muslim majority country outside of the EU, both from North America. Sorry, North Africa. Sorry, I'm tired. By the way, I bought one of these charging here for gaming shit. But what he has also said is that regular Ukrainians are welcome, but if Arab refugees are not, well, there's a Muslim minority in Ukraine, as far as I can tell. So basically, the Orthodox Christians are welcome, but the Muslim minorities aren't. I don't know. Boo says exactly. Different countries, same shit. Yeah. It's weird. It just to deviate a bit from the subject, but the immigration of the Ukrainian refugees, the Finnish politicians, the far right numbnuts who are known to oppose immigration, any kind of immigration, any whatsoever, at any cost, or at any cost, all the time. But now they're welcoming all these people who oppose all and any and all immigration at all cost, are now welcoming the Ukrainians with open arms. So basically, they're selective. Anyway, but it's so baffling to me. This entire Holocaust denial issue to begin with, and for those of you who watched my Berlin vlog, sorry about the shitty quality of, because my editing, and it was when I just recently watched a replay, I noticed many mistakes in the fitting, how everything fitted in the screen. But anyway, those of you who watched this vlog know that I went to the Holocaust victims memorial we went there in Berlin, at the museum there, which is there underground, and then across the street was a park where there was a small memorial for for the gays or gays who died as the victim of or the queer people in general, by extension, who died at the hands of the National Socialist Party during their reign, and uh, those really got under my skin. Really, they did. Um, I felt strongly before we went there. Um, I felt strongly about the issue. I really felt for the victims and their families. Um, but it really got it really got under my skin. Uh, and then there comes an Arab Jew. An Arab Jew. He himself is an Arab, a Jewish Arab, and a Jewish Arab comes in and uses his platform to say that no gays were deported to concentration camps, but the Nazis. It's outrageous. It's outrageous, absolutely ridiculously outrageous. Let's take some comments. Nimrod says, but high-ranking Nazis turned blind eyes towards their long-standing Jewish friends and declared them as not being really Jewish. Hitler's drivers, for example. Dewey says, I saw that, referring to my Berlin blog. Nimrod saying, I'm the immigrant in camouflage. Yes. No one knows who you are and where you are. You blend in. The thing is that many Europeans, most Europeans, when you immigrate, you just blend in, and no one, you're just being in stealth. Did I miss? I did. I can't see a comment missing from Nimrod. It could be. We have a moderator in the chat, so Jens may have removed it. I don't know. It's not really my fault because I will not take blame for this, but because I just came to the. You let the comment through. Okay. Where? I'm missing people. Nimrod. Oh, there you are. Immigration is only right. Yeah, this immigration is only right if you have the correct skin color and religion. I have heard such bullshit here in Sweden. You're not an immigrant. You're the right color. Ah, ooh. I had to come all the way. It didn't. It initially just didn't. It apparently reloaded all these um, messages on the side chat here on my Streamlabs because just a moment ago I didn't see that. Interesting. I can hear his accent, the Zemmour's accents. I had I think, hang on, where is he from? Where did I say his parents were from? Early life. Yes, from Tunisia. Yes, uh, I can hear his accent because I can pretty much. I haven't really listened. I haven't. I've just read shit he's been writing and seen pictures. But I had a colleague from Tunisia, and I uh, heard, I've heard, born in Montreux, France. Early life, yeah, Algeria. Sorry, Algeria. Yes, his parents were from Algeria. Yes. Uh, yes, his wife is from Tunisia. I had a Tunisian colleague, and I used to speak French with her, and I spoke French with this former colleague, and it really sounded interesting. He's been cheating on his wife apparently. In 2021, it was alleged by some French newspapers alleged that he got his chief campaign advisor, Sarah Knuffel, pregnant, and he did recognize her as his partner in January of 2022. Hmm. It's by the way it's being the Jewish kosher thing. It's quite weird. My uh, a former flatmate is a Jew, a Russian Jew, and he explained to me uh, some key aspects, and it doesn't really make sense because even he said it's really random. This is, but this isn't. It like I can't come up with an, but it was really weird because some seafood, some seafood is kosher, and some isn't. Uh, for and the differentiation is quite, you know, they draw the line for no good reason. But who am I to judge? Um, it's he's been uh, books are titled really interesting. Uh, the the French melancholy, the French suicide, the French destiny. Uh, France hasn't said his last word. So le premier sexe. The first and then the first sex is um you know it's like it's pretty much a anti well a very misogynistic book. Uh, and then the l'homme qui ne s'aimait pas. Okay, no. Who says Nazis are and always will be the slime of humanity? I do agree. Bowie, the worst part is that they have a right to think like that. I don't understand why people choose hate and violence. Me neither. That is one reason. Bowie, Nimrod. That is why. One reason I opted out from. I refused military service. In Finland, for those who do not know, I'm transgender. I was assigned male at birth, and I have since then transitioned. Anyway, the military service is mandatory for all in Finland for all men between the ages of 18 and 60 or 65. I'm not sure. It may have changed in the years since. So we have conscriptions every year for young men turning 18 that year, and it's mandatory. Options are either military service, 6, 9, or 12 months, uh, unarmed civil service for 12 months, or prison for 6.5 months. 6 or 6.5 months. 6.5, I think, because it's always the prison sentence is double the minimum military service, aka 6 months times 2, and aka the time to the time of military of the minimum civil service, and divide that by half. So basically, it's 6 months. If you haven't served at all, you go to prison for 6 months, and then you just can't count back from the days you've served. Anyway, I chose the military. I refused the military service, the armed military service, and chose the unarmed civil service. And it was shit. Those were the. I got excused. I got a medical discharge. I think 3 months in, so it was really exhausting. I just couldn't take it anymore. At least, well, my brother was excused, in the conscription event, day when he went there, he got excused for he got excused from 100%. He got excused 100% from peacetime service due to personality disorder. What led the panel consists of a psychologist, a priest, a secretary from the military staff, and I think two officers ranking at least major, with at least a rank of major. How did they come to this conclusion that my brother has a personality disorder? He said, "No one in this world tells me what to do. I will decide that for myself." And they excused him from peacetime service. And what does my brother do today? He's an MD, specializing into psychiatry. And I can assure you, he doesn't have a personality disorder. He's crazy, like batshit crazy, but not, on the, crazy like me. Silly humor, silly bad humor, talking all kinds of weird things. But he's a kind person and wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah. Anyway, I think I should thank my patron Flems. Thank you very, very much, Flems, for being my patron, and I hope many more would find their way to my Patreon. Let's take a look. Uh, Nimrod says conscription is a terrible thing. You get high numbers but bad soldiers. Voluntary service gets low numbers but great soldiers. Yeah, the thing here is that we have a history with conscriptions. Or Finland does. Um, Look, back in the day, uh, Finland. For those of you who do not know, Finland declared independence from the Russian Empire in 1917, December 6th to be more precise. And then on December 31st of the same year, 1917, Lenin and his friends signed off on the independent declaration, signed the acceptance letter for the Finnish Declaration of Independence. This was less than a year after Tsar Nikolai II abdicated. I think it had been just a year, um, but 17 years earlier, about 15 years earlier, there had been the Russian and the Tsar's army. Finland was an autonomous grand duchy as a part of the Russian Empire for just over 100 years. We were exempt from the Tsar's army. We didn't have to go. Finns didn't have to go until I think it was because the Tsar's regime tried to had these Russification campaigns on Finland, and they mandated conscriptions to the Finns to the Tsar's army. And I have a family history on this because my grandpa's grandfather and his last name translates to Keisari, emperor. His last name was emperor, and the Tsar's military official said, "Russia has only one emperor. Change your name." His children changed their names, and that ended up my that as a result my father's last name is really weird and really rare. So you know when Finland declared independence, we had conscriptions every year of the Civil War, and that is probably one reason we held up to the Soviet Union during the Second World War. But conscriptions are bad because most young men they just don't want to go. Okay, they just don't want to go. The motivation is so low. Nimrod says, "Yeah, but then you guys kick their ORC buttons black and blue. Yeah, yeah, and and we had this guy called Simo Hauha, who has a sniper. But he had just a regular sniper's rifle of the time of 1920s, I think. Uh, yeah, the model of late 1920s. Uh, Without a sight, you know what do you call it, the sight thing. He didn't even have one of those, and his body count is 500 and something. Okay, my Patreon Unicorn Crew is 3 year. Okay, uh, €3 you get Unicorn Crew, all kinds of stuff, which includes access to privileged area on my channel Discord server. And then we got Patreon only live streams and fan requests, etc., and lens stories. Okay, and all these have general Patreon shoutouts and stuff in the description and on all my videos, and you get Zoom calls, monthly Zoom calls on the highest tier, etc. Go check it out. The link is in the description box. And there's also links to my playlists. I think this is it for today. Before we go even further and further down that rabbit hole of tangents, which I have a habit of, unfortunately, habit of doing. But this has been fun and interesting. Stefan and Bertil and my mood squid. Oh, and hanging from my microphone stand is also this little, I think it's a lamb, that was kindly enough donated to me by Jens when I met him in Berlin a few weeks ago. It's really fun, and be kind to Jens. Jens is a very kind person, very kind and good-hearted person. That is Jens. So be kind. Be kind to Jens. But I will see you. I will see you on Friday for Random Friday episode, 9 p.m. UK Friday. I'll see you then.